light those jack-o'-lanterns to ward off the evil spirits coming to your door this evening.
In another week, you're gonna tell me to get ready to leave out cookies and milk so I can get some presents from a big fat guy wearing a red suit. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, Asheville listeners, enough of this superstitious BS. Coming up next is a new spooky track to get you into the Halloween spirit.
What is up, Asheville?
I'm very happy with that intro.
Wow.
That was a good intro. That was a solid intro.
That makes me want to watch the movie.
Well, that's good. Actually, what's funny was we have somebody in my Discord who is actually going on Screenbox and I believe either renting it or buying it.
Oh man.
He posted a screenshot. So
nice. If you don't like it, it was all our producers' decisions to sabotage.
It was okay. So that was all you, Tyler?
That was all me.
It's all me.
So we got a really special episode for you guys tonight. We've got my brother, Tyler Dane Sutton, who is the producer of Keeping Death, and we got the writer and director himself, Matt Sampere.
Howdy, guys.
Fantastic. And so welcome everybody to the Insanity to Developing podcast, where this show is going to be very different.
Yeah.
Normally, and I'm not sure if Matt and Tyler, well, I think Tyler might know, but I don't know if Matt knows. We talk like politics and culture. Today it's going to be 99.99% culture. I just hope everybody is hyper aware of that, and also thank the fucking gods because I'm so over politics right now.
We need a breather.
I need a breather. I need alcohol. I need shrooms. I need something.
I think the movie came out the same day as the debate, so that was like the perfect distraction for everybody.
It did.
Oh,
It was.
yeah, no, and that is fantastic because let's just be real. After that, alcohol is needed lately.
Yep. Oh,
is that the dog?
It is. Yep.
Oh, the puppies, the puppers.
Yep.
So why don't we? I think everybody knows who I am. I think everybody knows who you are. But why don't we start?
Yeah, you guys can introduce yourselves.
Yeah. Let's start with Matt. Matt, why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
Hey, my name is Matt Sampere. I'm the writer, director, editor, one of the composers, one of the actors, one of the everything on Creeping Death.
The lead
actor. Yep.
The lead. And anyone watching, if you have any inspirations to be a filmmaker, do not direct and play the lead in your first movie. It's the dumbest, most torturous thing you can ever do.
Fair enough. All right, we'll get more into why. Now, Tyler, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself as well?
Yeah, I'm Tyler. I'm Dalton's older brother. I am the producer and one of the camera assistants on the production of Creeping Death.
Fantastic. And now we will be having questions from not only the audience, because this is live, which Matt had to go get pants for that because he wasn't sure, but it's all good. And we also have some questions from my ex personally. All of them are, I'm actually going to say the chat is probably going to be more relevant than my ex. My ex is, some of the questions I've seen on there are really weird. Like really weird. It's going to be fun though. So, but now really quick, I just want to touch on something you brought up, Matt. Why would you say don't ever direct and lead? Why is that its own version of hell?
Because each position on its own is already so stressful. And then when you're going in trying to learn how to do this, I don't want to say for the first time because I've directed before, just nothing that's big. But when you're going in and trying out all these things for the first time, with money, with a whole cast and crew beside you, like you need to be on your A game. And sometimes you don't have all the answers, and that's fine. You don't have to. But when you are wearing so many hats, that's an immense amount of pressure. And sometimes you need to be in 5 places at the same time almost. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of work. To direct a feature in general is just a lot of work. And you're learning new things every day. So when you should be behind the camera trying to figure things out, then you're in front of it trying to figure out the scene with everybody. Like it's just a lot of pressure. So I don't know how I did it. I definitely thought I was going to have a heart attack. I probably did a couple times and just didn't know. But it's a lot of pressure, and I honestly didn't think I was going to get through it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How long did the filming and all that take? Because I'm very unfamiliar with filmmaking, other than making YouTube videos, which vast.
So the whole project. I mean, I started this 7 years ago, but we didn't start shooting this feature that's actually out now until about 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Coming up on actually, like, I think next week is like 3 years since our first day shooting.
Yep.
But I quit my full-time job, moved back to my hometown in Syracuse, New York for a couple months, and we started shooting this thing. And we had a very tiny crew, and we had about 14 full production days of principal photography. And then we had a couple scenes here and there, a couple days after we had our main actors. So we probably had like 18 days in Syracuse. But we weren't, which is a lot of days for a first feature. It really is. Because a lot of features are getting shot now in 10 days, 5 days. It's insane. But we weren't doing full days. We were having much shorter days than a typical production because we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't want to wear everybody down. You're constantly moving to different locations. That's another thing that I would recommend not doing on your first time is shooting. Oh wow, there we are.
I stalked you guys' stuff and found some photos, so figured I'd pull that up as you're talking about it.
I love that. Where did you get these?
I think your Facebook, honestly.
Social media.
Phone. What else do you have that's on my phone? But yeah, It's where was I going with this? So yeah, 3 years ago we started shooting. We had about 3.5 weeks in New York. And then we had about 2 more days out here. Tyler flew out to LA and we shot some pickup days. And we're like, okay, that's done. We had another half day actually where we shot some extra gore and stuff for the film. But that again was not a full day. It's just, you know, a couple hours here and there to get the inserts that we need. And then Tyler and I went to London with this thing last year and got some feedback. And we were like, you know what? We know what we need to do to fix it. And we shot another day. So all in all, it was probably 25 days of shooting, but it wasn't full days like you would normally expect.
Gotcha. Now, I do actually have a question, and this just occurred to me. I don't know how this works. I don't know. Whose house was it that you filming a lot of that in?
Which one?
If Dalton goes back up, I think like for photo, that one. And then there was the front shot as well.
So my character's house in the film is my father's house. That house that you're actually showing, that is when we started shooting this on an iPhone 7 years ago, and no one has ever seen that footage because
all right, never mind,
because it's on an iPhone.
There's literally we tried shooting this twice before we actually got the money to do it for real. We shot on an iPhone 7 years ago, only shot a couple days. I realized I was in way over my head. And I said, you know what, let me wait until I get into film school and I can get access to good equipment and other really talented people that know that want to do this. And so we were shooting again all fall, and we were shooting on the weekends. My classmates and I were just going out and having some fun. And we maybe had like 2 more days of shooting left before we had everything. And the snow came down. And the movie's it's a fall movie. Can't have snow in the movie. And so I was like, all right, let me push this to the, you know, to the spring or whatever. Like, we're shooting at night. You're not going to notice the leaves too much. Whatever, we'll be okay. Except the spring came and I put on 30 pounds. People cut their hair. Someone moved away. Somebody else got tattoos. And I'm like, none of us are going to look the same at all. And so I just was so tired of this that I walked away from the project and said, I'm done. Until I moved out to LA and started telling people about this idea. And there was a lot of support around it. People are like, this is an awesome idea. You need to make this. And if you don't, someone else is going to. And that's when I really kind of buckled down and said, okay, if we're going to do this, I want to have something in the can to not only prove to people that we're making cool shit, but also prove to myself that I can do it. And so in 2020, I went back to New York, got my friends together, and we shot the 13 minute shot. I don't remember how long it is. We shot the short film that we used as our proof of concept to then fund what you're seeing now.
Okay. All right. Well, damn. That's
Sorry,
a lot more thorough of an answer than I thought I was getting. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like
7 years of just
this
therapy that I need to get out.
Okay, so you're venting. You're venting. It's a safe place. It's okay.
This is 7 years of torture.
7 years of creeping death, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, especially if you had those heart attacks that you were mentioning.
Dude, I was very close.
Well,
attacks for sure.
Anxiety will do that, you know, and stress will do that, but also stress builds you and teaches you probably more than anything in the world. I feel Absolutely. That and failure. I think both of those are like the greatest teachers in the world. So I'm quite sure that you probably learned a fuck ton while filming this too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, both of you. And I kind of want to see how Tyler felt about the whole thing. Did you feel as passionately about this, bud?
Absolutely, man. I live and breathe film. You know, I've always wanted to make films ever since I was a child. Dalton can say it. That's
literally, I grew up with him. So. Yes, this is very true.
Okay.
So just to get the opportunity to, you know, just to swing by the set and, you know, get people drinks that's what I wanted to do at the beginning. And Matt was so kind. He was like, hey man, yeah, come on, we can use some help. And
somebody wants to bring us drinks.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, I'll do anything, man, if I could just be around it, you know.
So how did you guys connect, like for the first time to be like, yeah, let's make a movie together? How did that come about?
Well, so me and Matt, we've actually worked on a short film together. I did sound, and Matt was an actor on it. And then,
Don't
yeah,
watch
we,
it.
yeah, don't watch it.
I think we need to now.
Right. But yeah, Matt and I, we got in contact on social media, and you know, he was promoting the crowdfunding for Creeping Death, and when I saw the pitch video, I was sold. It's everything that I love. I love Halloween of the season. I'm a huge horror fan, so I wanted to help out any way I could. So, you know, I contributed to the crowdfunding, and then immediately reached back out to Matt because I heard they're going to be filming in Syracuse, which Syracuse is about an hour from where I'm at. So I can easily drive down there after work and, you know, just.
So an hour there and an hour back.
Support. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're from Europe, that's hell. If you're from the US, that's your daily drive, you know? So it's not really that bad.
I thought I was tired and crazy when I was shooting because of how much I wasn't sleeping. I was maybe sleeping 2-3 hours a night. And then there's this motherfucker who's like, hey, I just got off a like 8-10 hour shift or whatever. I'm driving to set. I'm like, bro, fucking stay home. Like, you don't need to be here today. It's fine. No, dude. There's going to be blood. I'm going to be there. And I was like, all right, fine. I'm not going to force you to not come. And he would show up. He'd stay the whole fucking day. And then he would jump back in his car and be like, I got to be to work at 6. I'm like, dude, 4:30 in the morning. We just shot for 10 hours. Go to sleep. No. I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple hours.
So I feel now I know that Tyler is much more like me, where you're just able to like hyper function on nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's purely the high of filmmaking, you know. As soon as I survived the first day, exactly.
Yeah,
and being around everyone and just getting my hands on the gear and, you know, going through the trenches with the crew. It was just
I just wanted to capture a video of me having a heart attack.
I mean,
that's it.
Let's be real. That would have done well on like YouTube, TikTok, X.
It would have boosted the viewership
production value
of the movie.
Yes, dude, you have an actual corpse. It would be great. You know, like absolute production.
Like we said, very low budget, you know, but you know,
now
it was very run and gun guerrilla.
Now you say low budget. So what was the budget, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just genuinely curious. I don't know what goes into any of this. You guys are my first foray into this world.
I'll tell you this. We had more than $5 and we did not have the budget of Jaws.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone Google, what was the budget of Jaws?
Yeah.
I'll look it up right now.
We didn't have a lot. You know, we were trying to get 40,000 to shoot this. We did an Indiegogo, and through all of our investors, both publicly and privately, we were able to reach our goal and then raise a little more than that. So I don't really know what the final budget came out to be, but it's a lot fucking less than movies are made for. I'll tell you that much.
Here's the thing, but even so let's, within that context of that number, though, I've watched the film, as Dalton has said. I watched it actually just because my schedule's been hell.
I'll tell you this. You could either shoot this movie or maybe you could buy a new Tesla.
Yeah.
Fair.
Maybe.
That's
like
fair.
sorry, not a new one, but like a used one.
No, Model 3s. Model 3s exist. Model 3s are only like 30 grand.
Are they 30? I thought they were more
they're
like 60.
No, they're like 33 grand.
Those are the
interesting.
That's the not the Model S. That's the smaller sedan.
The Model 3.
Yeah,
You said?
old Model 3.
No, you can get a new one. 30. You said it was over 40 grand. Right?
All right.
Yeah. You could get a Model 3. You could get actually a souped out, specced out Model 3. But for said specced out Model 3,
Tesla, maybe. Not a Cybertruck. You certainly.
It was very good for especially for the price. Now that I know that that's what the budget is.
Well, it's funny because like around 40-50 grand to make a movie, that's not a lot, but at the same time, around 40-50 grand, that's a lot of money to make a movie.
That is a lot of money,
especially to work with. If you're brand new, it's your first film and everything. That's a fair chunk of change to actually work with.
That says a lot also about the confidence people had behind you and the idea. Which is a beautiful thing, like, because as we all know, like within the scale of, you know, everything, 40-50 grand, as you said, is not much.
No.
But when you're talking about people that are just investing in a premise, an idea, with the hope of an eventual outcome. That is a huge sum. You know, I'm not giving anybody $200 to fucking, you know, here's an idea I have. Yeah. I'm not doing that, you know?
Yeah. No, when we launched this thing, you know, I didn't think we'd get $500. I didn't think we would be shooting this. I wanted to, and I busted my ass. You know, I spent months prepping a campaign and then a month reaching out to everybody I knew. And I was surprised with the amount of support that we were able to get for this. Cause I mean, dude, I was in tears. I was working in my office just thinking like, I'm going to be stuck behind this desk job forever. And I'd have my laptop over, and every now and then I'd see my email go off. Like, you have a contributor, blah, blah, blah. It just kept going. I'm like, and I was like, we might be making this. And then I finally I was like, okay, like if we get X amount, I'm like, even if we don't reach our goal on here, I'm like, I got to find a way to make this thing. And I did not expect the support to come in that we got. Yeah. And it was overwhelming. It was the greatest thing never happened. And then, you know, that's also a lot of pressure when you have that many people that believe in you. Like, it's an amazing thing to feel that support. But then there's also a lot of self-doubt, and you then don't want to let those people down and feel like they invest in the wrong person. So there's a standard that you have to upkeep yourself. And that was something I had to get kind of comfortable with. You know what I mean? You know, when you're working, I do a lot of crew work. When I'm not directing, I'll be working behind the camera. I'll be editing, whatever. But I have somebody that I'm looking to tell me what to do, what the job is, whenever I'm not the head of this. Where with this, I would be like, hey, what are we doing? And I'm like, oh, I need to know. Like,
yeah, you're the decision maker now. Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Now,
no. That takes balls.
Yeah, I was going to say, now, do you feel, because I'm sure a lot of it was kind of forced on you, like, oh, I have to do this job because there's nobody else there. But do you also kind of feel like if I want it done right, I have to do it myself kind of thing?
Yes and no. You know, I've always been taught, like, you know, be the hardest worker in the room, but also surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. And
that's fair.
There were a lot of things where I'm like, okay, one, we don't have the budget to hire people to do X, Y, Z. So there's things that I have to do myself. For example, playing the lead, you know, I want to act more. But I also knew, like, hey, if there is a problem with our schedule or something, if God forbid something happens and we don't get all these scenes in our scheduled shooting time, right, within that first couple weeks that we were shooting, if we don't have our lead actor and he goes off to do something else, you know, and then I have to get a pickup day and I need him, I got to work around his schedule. I got to see what he's able to do. If he's willing to come back, did his hair change? Is it going to work? And that really, like, scared me, because I was like, I don't know if we can do this. And so I was like, I'm going to play the lead, because if anything happens, I can cut the scenes where it's just me and I can come back and do them without needing anybody, you know, any of the other actors. And so
that makes sense.
Thankfully, and I'm glad I did that, because we had to shoot more down the road. You know, and that's just what happens. And like, when you have a real budget, that's not a worry. It's like, okay, well, there's pickup days, whatever, we missed this, we'll get it later. When you don't have a budget, that's pretty much all you get, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was, and then, you know, I got to a point, especially in post-production. You know, I'm a professional editor, so I'm like, okay, I'll just edit the thing. And then when it came time to doing the rest of post, I'm like, there are things I can't do VFX. I need to know, I want them to be done right. I don't want to spend forever working on them. I need someone that knows what they're doing to take care of it. And that's where you then have to trust people to do it. And then also hope you have the money to do it. So,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
cool.
I thought the visual effects turned out great, because I remember Tyler and I, along with our brother from another mother, Jared, we took a trip to California, and we stayed in an Airbnb with you guys, and up in the San Bernardino mountains. And I got to see the very first,
right now.
like, what's that?
The mountains are on fire right now.
They're on fire. Oh no!
It seems perpetual almost.
So I was hoping my window you would see like smoke outside.
Oh no! But I remember I got to see a version of the movie without the special effects in it. And we went outside and we set up I think it was like a white sheet, and we put a projector up outside. and we watched it,
Yep.
and it was awesome. Like, I thought it was great without the special effects, and then when I actually did sit down and watch the special effects version, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I see what they're going for now.
Well, it adds more to it, you know,
It
because
definitely
like,
does.
you need those things. You need subtlety at times too, but you really, especially for a horror, I feel like
Yep.
you genuinely do kind of want those.
And I would say, like,
You know.
even the special effects is pretty subtle. Like, you don't go over the top with it at all. You guys do
No.
more practical, it seems.
It wasn't like exploding, like blood, like shooting. It wasn't like gore fest. It was nice. Also, I just want to point this out really quick. Dead Man says, by the way, I sent Matt and Tyler's info to the guys at Side Scrollers, so expect a message from them.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you,
very
Dead
cool.
Man.
Thank you. Appreciate
So whether or not that happens, you know what? It never fucking hurts, right?
that. Yeah.
I like how you're able
Oh,
to
yeah.
make things just pop up. Like this is
That's actually
Yeah, it's
so
really cool.
so thank Dalton for that, because I use Discord typically. That's how I function. Dalton was the one who's like, we should try StreamYard. And I'm just like, why? And it has made life a lot simpler for certain things, although it does
So much
limit us for
easier.
other things. But one of the things that is really cool is being able to just pop up like a question or something from the chat to highlight it. And I do know that
Yeah.
we already did have a question, specifically towards Tyler, though. And now, Tyler, I'm not sure if you know that your
Oh,
brother
God.
hates the pores.
what?
This is an inside
Do you
joke.
also hate the pores?
What is going on?
I don't hate anyone
This
Oh,
is
see,
an
that's the
inside
proper
joke.
answer.
other than myself. Other than
That is the
myself.
proper answer.
So for context,
Yes,
because you guys don't
context
know.
is needed.
Yep, context is needed. I was in a Discord with Tack one night, and I had mentioned that I don't care much for leftovers.
Yes.
And I think it was Demi who
Just
said,
get me.
why do you hate the poor people? Because, you know, he's just like, I grew up loving leftovers and we didn't have enough money. I was like, I wasn't trying to insinuate that. And then it kind of stuck that apparently I hate the poor is because I don't like leftovers.
Well, no, but then he kept on going, and he kept on saying like,
This
Dalton
is
was like,
show.
I'm just gonna go to bed, and then he's like, oh, you have a bed? We didn't have one of those.
Yep.
God, rich asshole. And it was just so that's
It
the
piled
context
on,
for that.
yeah.
You gave the proper answer there, Tyler,
Yeah.
because your brother has leaned into it at times.
Yeah,
And
there's
he's
times
gone
where I
into
lean
the
into it, and
Discord,
there's
and he's
times
like,
where I
how
run
are
away
you
from
poor
it.
motherfuckers doing? But it is fantastic. Now, another thing that I do have is, as I said, I have my questions from X.
Yeah.
And
Tyler, what were you gonna say?
yeah,
I
Tyler,
was just gonna say you have T-shirts with that. With
I
that
do.
on.
Yeah, Tack made a
yes,
t-shirt
I do.
saying,
I
hate
have
the poor
I have
people."
t-shirts.
I don't.
Yeah. I
I need to buy
t-shirt-
one.
You
Yeah,
buy
I need to
one,
get one.
please.
Yeah, I will.
This is the insanity part of this episode, by the way, in case you guys haven't caught on.
This
On to the next drink. Cheers, everyone.
Skull, buddy.
Another one.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, what were you drinking before, Matt?
Pumpkin cream liqueur.
Yeah, there we go.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
getting into fall season. Okay,
That's right.
okay,
Hey,
you
I'm
know
not
what?
judging. Hey,
Here's the
Fuck
thing.
it till you try it.
It's-
Okay,
it's
not
delicious.
everything, it's an every man's thing.
that's
Okay,
right.
I mean, okay, but I want you to
I'll be
also
right back.
understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go deal with the dogs, Dalton. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I am the kind of person who drinks unfiltered 127 proof out of a bottle. And this is what I drink. I don't drink. My wife drinks all the fruity stuff. She loves that kind of stuff. She loves the
I'm
super
poor
sweet
too,
stuff.
and I can't afford that stuff.
Yeah, right.
All my money went into this movie, so please help me so I can buy a bottle.
I will say, how
That's
about this?
right.
I will send you a bottle of Booker's. I have an extra one downstairs.
I would absolutely love that.
Okay. Now to go to the questions. Now some of them, as I said, because we are both a politics and culture.
Okay.
There's one political question, and it's not really political. It's just how bad is your state on the Second Amendment? That's from Bit the Proto. I already know the answer because I know what state you are both in.
I don't pay attention to politics, period. I probably
Fair.
should,
Same.
but my head has been
Yeah.
too wrapped up into this movie the last 7 years. So I am not going to answer that one.
That
because
is
I
perfectly
don't
fine.
have enough knowledge to answer that.
That is perfectly fine.
that's a good answer.
I will also say this: California and New York. I leave it to you autists to figure that out.
You guys know where we stand, but
yes. Now, the other questions, as I said, are very weird.
Fuck you, I got my
Hey, there we go.
Fucking drink it up, baby. And they have nothing to do with horror. Aside from one of the questions was, cool. Is the fact that you are related to Dalton the horror portion of
course.
So I mean, let's actually
and
go into
I'm
that.
the favorite.
You're the favorite?
I'm the favorite.
Well, so how many is it just you and Dalton, or do you have more? Yeah,
it's just us.
Just you. Okay, so you only siblings. Okay, so you're the favorite, and then for Dalton, not true.
Not true. It fluctuates.
Okay, so depending on the day.
Yep, it definitely does.
Matt, do you have siblings?
I do.
How many?
I have one younger brother.
Oh, okay. Is he into movies as well?
I feel his pain.
His name
technically he is. Yeah.
His name happens to be Tim.
Tim?
Ah, that's funny.
Okay.
The character of you.
The character, yes.
The character in the movie Tim because of my brother. But he
that's
seems
cool.
to it is. And I have an uncle named Tim as well. That's like, oh, you named him after me. I want rights to that character. And I'm like, I could have changed it. I named it after the fucking toaster, okay?
You know what? The toaster is solid, man. I'm glad you like that story.
The toaster.
That story's fantastic.
Project.
I have so many that I could send to you, and some of them are legitimate horror, which would be right up your alley.
Yeah.
How about this? After the show, I will read you one that's legitimate horror, and if you want to use that or adapt it, go for it, because I'm going to be writing a book on it. And it's going to be it's legitimately terrifying.
I'm all about it.
Okay, fantastic. But the other question I have is, what is your favorite Indian food? I don't know why.
Yeah, I love food. Yeah,
same.
I like the bread.
Bread. What is that stuff called?
That's what I'm trying. I just had it the other day.
Oh my god.
Pan bread? Pan? It's like none. It's not.
Non. Yes.
Who's putting that in there?
Shell. That's Shell, our producer. That's our Jamie. If you've ever watched Joe Rogan.
Awesome.
I love garlic naan, and there's like a really good it's really nice. Like my dad used to take me to this like Indian buffet on the Syracuse campus. Someone wrote pita bread. It's not pita bread. It's close. I would have called it pita bread.
That's what I was like. I was like, it starts with a P, right?
I almost said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a pita bread, but there's this like really sweet kind of like dipping sauce that you can put into, and it's fantastic. That and is it curry that they have? There's this like really spicy chicken.
Yeah.
I like Indian food. I don't know.
Is it like tikka masala? Is like, tikka curry masala?
No, that's Italian. Jesus. I like Indian food. I don't know the names of things, but I like it. Ooh,
butter chicken. Yeah, butter chicken's really good.
Butter chicken's really good.
Yeah, I might get some Indian food tonight. I feel like I need to like.
Yeah, actually, I think I kind of want Indian food this weekend now. Thank you, guys. So, Tyler, your answer is I just like food.
I just love food. I love Thai food. And I like spice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I mean, Indian food's got a lot of spice too.
It does.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wait, what was this? I don't even know. Dalton, should I even read this one?
I'm
going to throw this one in private chat. It has to do with horses and electrolytes.
Yeah, I would stay away from. Yeah, no, I don't know. I
don't think it has to do with the. I don't think it has the context you and I are both leaning towards. Right. I'm very confused.
Is that because of that one story with somebody drinking horse electrolytes rather than Gatorade? I can't remember what the story was.
Yeah, they did put context, and it was like some dude, I think, named Pig shits on balls.
Yeah, I think I saw like a little video, like a little short or something about it, and it was just like somebody went out of their way to drink that rather than Gatorade because they thought it was going to be better for them, and they would like die on that hill that it was better, but everybody else was saying no, it's not. I don't know.
Gotcha. I'm lost by that, but apparently they're asking, would you guys try the horse electrolytes? And my answer is going to be no.
I'm gonna. Well, would that person recommend it? I mean, if that person's tried it and recommends it,
I don't fucking know, man.
If they like it, then I would probably see if Tyler would want to try it first, and then if Tyler can guarantee that.
That's right, and then I'll let you know if you need a sponsor for the show. Then I can, I'll be the
Creeping Death 2, sponsored by Horse Electrolytes.
Ooh.
Hey, we're gonna have a much bigger budget this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of a maybe potential Creeping Death 2, what's that might look like? If that's a question worded properly.
When I started coming up with this idea, I wanted to make something. I didn't want to tackle any project this big unless I felt like we had something that could one day. And I know what I'm going to say is big, but it's like I wanted to make something that could look fucking great next to Freddy, Jason, Michael, Art the Clown, all these characters. I wanted something that could have its own kind of story, not just feel like another masked killer on the loose in whatever movie. I wanted something that felt uniquely different. And I think that's why I put so much of my life into this. And so I would love to see more of this, but I also don't want to be one of those people that's like, hey, this first one came out, no one cared about it. Here's the second one now. Right. So if there seems like there's an audience for it, and it right now it's weird. We're getting a lot of feedback to this film, but it's polar opposite. People either love it or they hate it. And that's fine. I know this movie. I knew when I was writing it, not everyone was going to like it. It was something that I knew as a horror fan I wanted to see. It felt a little bit different. It was lore we haven't seen before, but the structure of the film is different than your typical slasher. I would love to do a sequel. I have ideas. If the audience is there for it, if it feels like the people want it, then I would fucking love to do that. I just want to entertain people and, make people happy. And if this is something that people can resonate with and want to see more of, I'm fucking all for it. I will run myself through the ringer again to do that.
So both of you are down for it if there's an audience for it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, that's a perfectly fair answer. So you said you've been getting, feedback from both sides of it. So the people that are loving it are people that are, that had, let's just say, the same kind of vision for what they'd like to see as well. So, but you said that there's people that haven't liked it. Well, what's the main points that they've been making, if any stand out that you're like, oh, okay, that actually.
Man, there's been so many. Tyler, you want to lead on this? I'll let Tyler talk.
Tyler, go for it.
We're getting a lot of feedback of it being obviously a low budget film. Some of the acting is being critiqued, and but the film and everybody involved with the film, it all came from the right place. We all went through the trenches to make this thing, and it was very near and dear to our hearts. And we poured our hearts and souls into this film. So, as far as what me and Matt would do, we already went back to the drawing board after London, and we shot a cold open for the film, and we added some new insert shots and did some new color grading and sound design and music. So, there's absolutely nothing that me and Matt would change at this point. The version that's out there is the version that we want out there. Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So you brought up London. I kind of want to touch on that for a moment.
Yeah.
Because, so a year ago, you guys went to a film festival in London. Talk about that.
Absolutely. The very first film festival that we submitted to, it's called Fright Fest in London, and it's a big one. It's like Sundance of horror. So we got plane tickets. We went, and when we went after that screening, we got on Letterboxd and we started looking at the reviews, and I gotta say, as much as everybody gets hate, there was some really good constructive criticism in there, and so we took that to heart. And like I said, we went back to the drawing board and we mapped out what we needed to add, or take away, so
Nice. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Go on.
I was
No.
going to say, as somebody who watched the movie before you guys took it to London and then watched it after you guys made your edits and everything after London, I can definitely see you guys listened to kind of like, especially like the intro, because I think one of the biggest things was there was no kill for a big chunk of the first part of the film.
yes.
And you guys did the opening. You guys reshot, or you did a whole entire new shoot. I think you guys did it in LA, right?
Yeah, we
Yep.
did. Yeah, I flew to
So-
LA and we shot for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just
2 weeks?
seeing that.
Where the hell was I for that?
Well, no, I'm just saying we shot 1 week with all the mom stuff, and there was
That was
another
2 days.
week that we.
I wish we had a week to shoot all of that. We were out here for a week. Yes, it was not too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like the week of prepping, and then the couple days that we shot. Yeah.
Yes. We had
Yeah.
a week between, Tyler coming out, us prepping everything, shooting these 2 days, 2 days with Monique, and then wrapping everything out. Yes, that was probably a week. If we had a week of production just for those couple scenes, oh my god!
I know, right?
But no, I think it was great. I think it was definitely needed. And after watching, I was just like, holy crap, this enhances the just the feel of the film so much more. So
Yeah.
it was definitely something that I was so glad that you guys actually did.
So you guys treat it like the same way, because I, as I said, this is not my world. The whole movie world is definitely not my world. I'm actually one of those weird people that only sees like one movie a year.
That's fine.
Yeah, actually, you guys are third movie this year, so
Well,
you've been
thank you.
included.
We're honored.
I watched
Yeah.
Twisters,
I need to watch that.
Beetlejuice 2, and then your movie Creeping Death. So,
So
Right
there's
on.
not a lot to compare us to then. So I guess we're okay.
well, no, but
No
but
expectations.
so the way I'm seeing it though is that you guys actually have to treat this similar to how I'm working with like Dimmy for like a book revision, where you kind of look at it, you get feedback, and then you that's the process.
Absolutely. I mean, we always talked about when we did the world premiere in London, it was like a test screening.
Okay.
That's
London-
where we can get a lot of feedback. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Matt.
No, I was gonna say London was such. I mean, that was one of the best moments of this whole process of
Yeah.
my career, of my life. Getting to go out there. I mean, again, I've never had anything in a film festival before, and all of a sudden we have a sold out fucking screening, not on the other side of the country, but the other side of the world. I had to get my
Yeah.
passport. I got my passport like the day
Same.
before.
Oh,
and we go
I was
out
with Tyler. I was with Tyler when he was scrambling to get his because it was like so last minute.
I was on
And
set
that's hell.
texting
It is.
Tyler.
It's a
"Dude,
process.
where did you submit?" Because all of the fucking passport offices were like, "Oh, it's like a 2-3 month wait before
Yeah.
you can get an appointment."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's not going to happen." So yeah,
Yeah.
and we finally got there, and there was that sense of relief, like, we're here, we did it, we
We're
got
here.
to London, and we were so excited for the screening, and it played, and we were in front of 700 people in IMAX, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people we to test this on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so at the end of the screening, we had issues with our screening, our DCP, we didn't have time to QC it, whatever. It happens. That wasn't the movie. That was an export issue, whatever. We've now learned from that.
Yep.
At the end of the screening, it's like we're surrounded by so many people wanting autographs, people coming up with posters. And I'm like, where did you get this poster? I want one this nice. Like, we had like the next fucking Terrifier on our hands. And then we leave, and we, again, we're looking at the reviews, and we just saw like what, we saw what people were talking about with some things, but it just really tore us down. And it's like what was the best moment of our life very quickly became one of the darkest moments. And Tyler and I kept like trying to like tell him, hey man, it's okay. We're going to be okay. But then deep down, I'm like, I don't think it's going to be okay. And then finally it was like at the end of this, I'm like, do we just put the movie out the way it is, or do we keep working at it? And that's when
We had to snap out of the fog,
Yeah.
It was easy to get, caught up in all the emotions and everything like that. Because like I said, we poured everything into this. And to see, some of the comments definitely tore us down. But I think we needed to go through that. That was such a huge learning experience for us to just break through the depression of it and just say, hey, no, we have something. I still believe in this. Let's keep at it. Let's add the new stuff that we need to and make it better. So.
Yeah.
Well, because negative feedback, as I said, like, that failure is how you learn, and making mistakes, you're going to 100%. Learn a lot. And like, if everything was just a cakewalk, then you would have just assumed that you're the next Jesus Christ and walked through Hollywood and just been like, we are them, but
right.
He had that for like 10 minutes when the screening ended.
Yeah. When everybody's like storming us. Yeah.
Everyone's throwing rocks at us. And it was okay. But it was one that, looking back, I'm fucking glad we got our asses chewed out because we wouldn't have
needed that
on it, like, to get it to where it is now. And even now, I know it can be better. It just comes down to, do I want to spend another year on it? Do I want to spend another however many thousands of dollars on it? It's like, no, I want to move on to something new.
Yeah.
Oh, so going into that, so we actually have a question from chat, and here it is. Do y'all have any movies or scripts that need actors and or people of interest for upcoming roles? But I guess we should get into, do you have any other things on the horizon that you're working on? And if so, are they in the same genre? Are you...
Yeah, I mean, I just wrapped a music video the other day. I started off in the music video space. When I'm not shooting or working on this movie, I am usually working on music videos, whether I'm directing or in the camera department or editing. And that's what kind of keeps me going until I can get the next project happening.
By the way, real quick, are you able to say what music videos you've worked on?
I can say the ones that are out now. I can't say what's not out yet.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair.
I have some cool things that I can't talk about yet. I worked with, I'm actually one of the silencers in the last Ice 9 video, the meet and greet one. So I was on that. Yeah. And then I'm actually, if you watch the video where Bill Moseley is about to get shot by Spencer, there's a silencer that comes up and grabs him. That was me. I tried to stay calm and have that, like, tried not to fanboy. It's hard. It's easier not to fanboy when you have the mask on and you can hide it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was in camera department. We did Watch the World Burn by Falling in Reverse.
Fuck.
Biggest sets I ever worked on. And I just learned so fucking much from working with those guys. And, the director, Jensen, he's, trust me so much to just every now and then let me behind the camera to do a couple things. And I get to work on a lot of cool things.
That's awesome. So, because you've so far named two of my favorite things. I love Ice 9 and I love Falling in Reverse. So
yeah, they're
I Prevail.
I love I Prevail too.
When Tyler came out, so the team I work with a lot now, I met them like 2 days before Tyler came out to LA to do our pickup days. And he landed and I'm like, hey dude, like, I just got a job. Do you want to come work with me? He's like, what is that? I'm like, we're shooting I Prevail. And he's like, I'll come out. And so I was just an assistant on these couple of videos. But again, I walk out on the set and it's a giant green screen and there's all these extras in this crazy set. And it was like a Marvel movie. The stuff that they're doing is insane. So, and I'm so glad that I got to meet this team because the level of production value they bring to every project, they just increase it every single time. And it made me start to think about what I want my projects to look like. They really made me up the bar with what I'm trying to do. And I'm so thankful for them because they kicked my ass. It's hard work, but they do some. Yeah, that was our first.
There we go from I Prevail.
Oh, look at that.
Nope. I'm on Tyler's Facebook, so I was like scrambling to find these because I knew they were somewhere.
There's Matt.
That's awesome.
So, that's pretty cool. Oh, yep, more creeping death stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is epic, actually. That is like such. First off, while both it is a very different world from it is, there is so many parallels because, like, obviously when you're doing things to music, you're having to key it to the specific theme of that, right? And especially with, let's just say, those bands, they do have a very high production value. It's kind of what they are. They are like the face of metalcore now. Let's just, and so, but that seeing like all of those, because I've seen all those music videos. So now all those parallels and all those things, I'm sure you're learning a crap ton more for even things that you want to do in the future just from those alone as well.
Oh, 100%.
And my question is then, how did you get into the world of music?
The world of music.
Because
I don't know.
I'm
I was gonna
autistic
say.
musician, and so is Dalton.
So it's funny because Tack and I, we kind of when we first met, we were kind of like, oh, we're both musicians. That's awesome. But yeah, Matt, you're also a musician.
Yes, yeah. I kind of got born into it. My dad is a saxophone player, and he's been playing in bands since I was negative 100, whatever. And so he'd always bring me out to his shows, and he would give me like a fake plastic saxophone to let me run around like the stage, like pretend like I knew what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really know what it was to play music, and I really didn't like music because he was in a jazz and like a top 40 kind of band, and that's all I was accustomed to. That's all my family showed me was that kind of music or country, and I did not like it. And then as I got older, man, right around when Guitar Hero 2 came out, you know, I was like, what's Shout at the Devil? What's this? Motley Crue? What? Like, and I just fell in love with American Idiot. I'm seeing Green Day tomorrow. Oh my God. When American Idiot came out and like the Boulevard of Broken Dreams single came out, that music video, I don't know why, but that melody just at that time, whatever I was going through at that time, that melody just made me really connect with it. And I really started to understand that there was other types of music out there. And I really started to fall in love with rock. And then, you know, as I got older, I started, my first concert was like, I went to go see AC/DC. My stepmom and my dad took me to see AC/DC. They're like, do you want to go? And I'm like, wait, they're still alive? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go.
They're still alive.
Fucking loved it. It was like it was the Black Ice tour. It was that one. Blew my mind seeing so many people come together just for one band. I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of knew, like, I want to get in a band. I want to start picking up guitar, and I want to try and do this. And so I spent years of my life in bands, toured around mostly the East Coast, recording music videos. Music videos was my gateway into filmmaking. But I really just, I wanted to be a fucking rock star. I wanted to be the front man of a band and sing and play guitar and make songs that made people feel better. And spent a lot of my life doing that. And when I moved out to LA, this is a whole another fucking story. Like when I moved out to LA, I had a band that was supposed to come with me. And ultimately, as soon as I got out here, I found out they didn't want to make that jump. And that really hurt because I did so much work with these guys. I consider them my family and, you know, my brothers. Yeah. And it really crushed me from wanting to do music again. And lately, you know, so from that, I jumped into doing more film stuff. But yeah, music was always just something that's been a part of my life. And with this film, I'm so glad that I had my buddy Ian Brown to get back behind like the seat and start like recording again and making music and just trying to be creative. And now I'm like, I want to get back out there, going on tour.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a John Carpenter tour where I just play the soundtrack to Creeping Death.
Right. No, I think what's funny though is so it's such a small world. As big as the world is, it's a very small world. Because I remember so you kind of grew up playing in the Syracuse music scene, right?
Correct.
I grew up playing in the Watertown music scene, and I remember there was at least one show that I know of that we both played. We did not know each other then, but we kind of met last year when we went into California and everything. But yeah, it's just a small world. We ended up playing a show together, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is, I mean, that is small world.
I think it was in. I was in it. What was that?
It was probably the show when I blew my voice out that we played at.
It was at the Flashback Lounge in Watertown, New York.
Yep, that was it. I think we were like just getting off a tour or something. And I was like, yeah, it was during the winter. I remember that. And I was like in class, and I had to I was in class all day from like 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Then I had to rush up to Watertown. As soon as we got there, I jumped on stage. I'm like, I have not warmed up my voice at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, hyper important because Dalton's been in a Discord call with me after I've recorded some stuff because I don't have a band. I have me and my obsessive autism and a studio, which I am currently in part of, and I have problems. And Dalton has gotten into a call with me, and my voice was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" and I was just fucked. And it was just like, what were you doing? And it's like recording stuff. And that, yeah, it's just kind of part of it. But yeah, no, vocal rest is like massive. And my wife was like, I'm going to make you soup. And like you need to like actually take care of yourself. And I, as you can see, I'm so fucking good at that. Yeah, I take care of everything.
Look, if Axl Rose can do that every night, I think you'll be okay.
Fucking that's my point. Thank you. Now,
no, sorry, go on.
No, it's just no. By all means.
I was gonna say I had a show. We were on tour, and we had a show in Rhode Island, and we were opening up for it. It was a super group, but it was like everybody in the band like had played on like a lot of major records. Like one of the guys like played bass for Ozzy on like one of the albums. Another guy played for another rock band. And so it was like a super group of musicians that I knew. They weren't like, it wasn't like Joe Satriani or anything like that, but they all had some relevancy in like some huge bands. And so I was really nervous because I knew who these guys were. I was a fan of them. I didn't know we were opening for this band. And I was so nervous, and I was like, I need to calm the nerves. And, I went out to the van, and I had an ice cold bottle of Jaeger. And I was like, this is definitely going to make me feel better. Right. Which it does. So
to a degree,
and I had a shot, and I went back on stage, and that nice cold, icy cold Jaeger was running down my throat, and it froze my vocal cords.
Oh no.
And I got on stage, and like, it doesn't affect me when I'm playing guitar or anything. And I went to hit that first note, and my voice just did not want to work. That first note, and by the way, the whole band is like right there watching too. And I'm like,
of course,
this is cool.
Yeah.
All right, I get to play for these guys. I've seen them play in front of 20,000 people. Now we're playing a small club together. This is great. And then I get up there, and I just fucking lose my voice within the first 30 seconds. And I look at my drummer, and I'm like,
this is going to be a really interesting show.
Awful. We were open. We only had a 45-minute set, and my voice was gone. It was one of the worst performances I've ever done. Then the following night, we had an hour and a half show, and we were headlining. And so I was like, if I can't get through that, how am I going to get through this? Which obviously different scenario, whatever. But the whole rest of the day, after the show ended, all the way up until showtime the following day, I didn't say a word. They literally gave me like paper. We went out and bought a bunch of paper, and they made me write shit down. So anytime we were like out somewhere, I would just, like, yes, I'll take this, please. Yep. We go out to get food, and they're like, Matt, what do you want? And I'm like, would you like fries with that? And then I had my voice back, and then the show was great. But yeah.
Gotcha. Now we have a question in chat. And this will be a question for everybody here, even though I think that they know ours.
Yeah.
But what is everyone's secretism? If you guys have like, are you familiar with that? Like used as in this way, I guess. How is this even like is this like an adjective? A verb?
But yeah, it's like, what's your special abilities that you guys hyper focus on?
What's your hyperfixation ability that like is just weird?
Film
if you
facts
have one
for me.
Film facts.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. Tyler is a walking IMDb. I swear to God.
Okay, so that's definitely one. Is like being obsessed with films and film facts, and does that like include actors or like
absolutely? It's like the Kevin Bacon. Yeah, exactly. It's
like all the technical details.
Okay, this actor has worked with this actor or this, this director.
Oh, okay. So you have like a whole diagram going on in your brain with this. Okay. That's fair. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely that's a good one to have if you're going to be in the movie industry, I guess. So
absolutely. I'm just a fan, Yeah. Sorry, man. What were you going to say?
What the hell is autism? Why am I not getting this?
So, okay. It's like your hyperfixation. So like, okay. So I'll give my example. Okay.
Okay.
One weird fucking just absolutely retarded ability that I have is I have a virtuoso, so I can listen to anything and then I can immediately play it on every instrument other than woodwind or brass because my lips are retarded. They don't do the thing that they're supposed to do, so I can't do those. But if it has strings or is percussion, or is, well, technically piano's percussion, but still. Yeah, no, then I can do it. So, but just by ear. So it's like, that's my autistic hyperfixation. I'm able to just do this thing that people look at me and they're like, why are you like this? I don't know.
How'd you learn that song so quick? It's like, it's just a thing.
The brain.
Yeah. Can I borrow it? I have a show next week and I've got like 2
I don't know.
Nice superpower to borrow. Having the superpower just to borrow other people's superpower would be the best superpower.
That actually would be great.
Rogue superpowers, I'd be fine with that.
Fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That is fair. So, but do you have any little superpower, what's called, like any like human weird just ability
that you are better at than anybody else that you know?
Maybe, I don't know. I want to say not that I'm better at than anybody else, but editing. When I'm watching movies now, because I've worked as an editor for so long, I'm always hyper fixated on like, how did they do this? How did they do that? I'll go through and I'll want, like, when I was cutting some scenes for Creeping Death, maybe I'm totally getting away from the question, but I was like,
this is
other like gore scenes, like from Terrifier. I was looking at how they sliced the girl down the middle when our guy was kind of getting split down the middle. I'm like, how did they cut that to make it feel so real? And then when you slow it down, you start to see like, okay, this is what they were doing. And so now I can catch that stuff almost like instantly when I'm watching a movie, and sometimes it like takes me out of it and I'm like, oh, they should have done this, should have done that. And it makes me not like enjoy the movie as much. And so like for me, it's like I want to be able to watch a movie and just forget that I'm watching a movie and not be able to pay attention to it.
So it ruins movies for you to a degree.
Right. Yeah, in a sense. So, but again, I've been working as an editor for, the last 5+ years. So that's what is, I've just kind of gotten accustomed to that. And it's sometimes it makes me love movies. Sometimes it makes me hate them.
Fair. That is definitely autism. That is definitely autism, by the way. Because a lot of the times, like, tisms are also things that like piss you off. Like I have OCD, and if things aren't 90 degrees on my desk, I get like legitimately angry. Yeah.
Oh, my desk has to be completely organized. My office needs to be. I spent like all day just.
Okay, so he's got my other.
Just like our
very OCD. I'll put it that.
Yeah. Matt and I are movie collectors, so we have a whole bunch of movies, and they have to be alphabetical ordered, and they have
to be. Do you see how much of a straight line my action figures are? Okay, like
yes,
I'm getting out the leveler and making sure.
Yep.
Yeah. No. So that is definitely like what I'm talking about, because like I'm the same way. Not so much with the stuff behind me like that. I'm kind of okay-ish because it is behind me, but if it is in front of me. I have to have everything just like lined up in like 90 degree order. Like I currently have my phone 90 degree, and then I have this wonderful book. It's called How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety. It's a fantastic novel. It also teaches them about abstinence, drugs, Satanism, and other dangers that threaten their 9 lives. It's a great book. Highly recommend the read. But I have like that, and then I've got like my controller. I've got my mixer, my other mixer. And then I have my whiskey, and then I have 2 Dr. Peppers that are in perfect alignment because I will get angry otherwise. It bothers me. And it makes my wife hate me. Like, absolutely hate me. So
everybody probably knows that, I develop websites. And one of the websites that I did was the Creeping Death website. And which, by the way, all these, like, it's available on Screenbox, of course.
Yeah, okay, so I only knew. Oh yeah. Someone did ask in the chat about where to watch it, and I linked them to Screenbox. I wasn't aware that it was also on Prime Video.
Apparently, it's on more places too. I think it's on like Vudu and Fandango or something too.
Oh, really? So, I'll add those links.
No one tells me anything. I find out from other people saying, "No, you're wrong. It's actually this, and this."
It's like me with my music. People are like, "It's on this streaming platform." I'm like, I don't know.
Why does it say expert?
Expert. Where'd you see that?
Go back to Prime. X-ray. Why does it say X-ray?
Right. So when you're watching it, it syncs with your IMDb. So it gives like, if we have any movie facts, it plays during the film. If you pause it, it shows like the actors on screen.
Yeah.
So.
And there goes Tyler Sism.
Yeah.
By the way, I will add, because no one has said that Tyler is in the movie twice.
He is. He pointed that out to me the other day when I watched it.
Wait,
I noticed the
I-
first one. I didn't notice the second one.
He's when I'm running through the corn maze with Danielle at
Yep.
the end. And you turn to see the bodies. One
Yeah.
of them,
I'm just laying there.
Oh, okay. So you're one of the body. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, shit, they're supposed to. Well, originally, like, it was supposed to be, we were gonna have like a cool mutilated like scarecrow up on a stand. It was gonna be a person just torn to shreds. And I'm like, cool, time, budget, money. Tyler, get over there on the ground. We have none of that.
Exactly. They put some blood on my face. You can't even tell, but I had like a whole bunch of fake blood on my face.
I think you were lying on your face.
Now,
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
it was. Yeah.
working within that kind of budget, it seems that also kind of maybe forced you, and not even with concessions, but how to do more with less.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that's also like a really good thing, because from what I remember, and this is when I'm dating myself because I'm an old fuck. I'm not sure how old everyone's. Yeah, I'm 30. I'm turning 36 this year. But do you remember when the Blair Witch Project first came out?
Yes, I do. I was scarred.
Okay,
was
but
like 3. So
holy shit. So now
I was about 9.
but that movie was like a no budget film, right? Like it was very, you know, and I remember them saying that they had to figure out how to do way more with way less, just to. And I'm guessing that's like a very good lesson to learn, especially when you're just starting out and, you know, trying to make your first couple, you know, pieces, that you have to learn how to do. You know, you have to be far more creative with how you approach particular things, like maybe special effects or the way that you film things, even, you know, like it might have to be like a shakier shot, just so then it's like, oh, okay, cool, we can, you know, change up how this is going to appear.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's one scene, and it's weird. I had a friend of mine watch this the other night, and she's like, this is my least favorite scene in your movie. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is my favorite scene. Because it was never, I never saw this scene turning out the way it did, because I only saw it one way. But it came down to time and budget, and we had to get clever with it. But the scene when we're going into the car, when we're running across the lawn, we get in the car and then we go back in the house. That was entirely different. That was gonna be one that the scene was gonna be bigger. There were a lot more beats in that scene. That was, you know, that we were gonna have in there. But we had to get rid of them. We just didn't have the time. And so I probably had like 30 shots that I wanted just for that scene. And I think we had like 4 hours, 3 hours left in the day. And my assistant director comes out to me and goes, all right, Matt, what are we going to do? I'm like, all right, we're going to start with this, this, and this. She's like, okay, well, just so you know, you have to cut like 20 of those. I'm like, why? She's like, we have time for 6 shots. I was like, 6? I'm like, I can't tell this whole thing in 6 shots. And so then I looked at our DP, Jonathan Lee, and I was like, dude, we have to get through all of this. This is like 2 pages of script right here. It's all action. How do we get through this in time and make it still feel effective? And he just sat there, like, I only saw it one way. I couldn't see it any other way. And that's something I now learned, is how to see things in different lights. Like, if you go in with your A plan, but also have a B plan for scenes. And he just sat there for a couple seconds and he's like, we're going to do a oneer. And I'm like, a oneer? How the fuck are we going to do this in a oneer? He's like, trust me. I was like, I don't, but let's do it. And then we did it. He's like, I'm going to just do, you know, some whip pans and all the motions, and it's going to work. Trust me. And so we shot it, and it felt so fucking cheesy when we were doing it. And everybody wrapped for the night. And I just felt so discouraged, because this was like a big scene for the movie. And we edited it together that night. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, John, this is fucking genius. And then
it just worked out.
It worked out.
And we
film gods were looking upon us. Yeah.
That's always, I love when that happens, you know, like that even happens like when I'm doing like YouTube stuff. I'm like, oh shit, just aligned today.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that, if you watch it, I'm so excited to say that we're going to have a couple theatrical screenings coming up. We've gotten into a couple festivals that we're going to be playing this fall. So people will be able to hear it with the 5.1 mix. When we go to physical, you'll have that. But the 5.1 mix for that scene is so fucking cool. I spent so much time with our sound designer on that one, and the scene plays so much bigger because of the sound. Which you don't really get that experience when you're hearing it in stereo and you're watching it just on your TV. Or a sound bar will really help, and make it a little bit better, a little thicker. But if you can hear it in surround, what we did with that scene is so fucking crazy with everything. So I'm really excited for people to watch the film in that, because it's a totally different experience.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't. That's one of those things. I'm glad we didn't have the budget, because if we did and we shot it the way I wanted to, I mean, yeah, it could have been a cool scene, but it wouldn't have been as effective.
Okay.
To me, anyways.
So even the limitation of time worked out in your favor to learn like a different way of doing something.
100%. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the car scene, and I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to fuck it up for anybody who's going to watch, but I said this to Tyler when he first got in the call. I will say it to you. Fuck you for the cat.
I know, Matt. I said technically the cat doesn't die.
Someone said that to me yesterday. They said, fuck you for the cat. And I was like, why? What did I do? I'm like, it's still there. Like, what are you talking about? It's a shot. We have the close-up shot with the cat, with the monster carrying it. So everybody yes, look, we didn't have as many lights that day, so it's a little bit. It's the one scene I'm not proud of, but yes. Anyways, if you look, there's a cute moment with the monster and the cat, and
okay, I'll have to.
Our monster supports animals. Yep.
No, it was funny because Tyler was like, "Hey, there's a cat," and I'm like, "Where?"
Yeah. By the way, Chad is telling us the Blair Witch Project had a budget of $60K. So
that's must have been nice.
I mean, but still, like you have to think, even at that time, that was still very low budget.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And they also kind of spawned that whole like found footage thing.
Yep. They were not the first, but they were the first to make it like
popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Real quick before we get too far away from the cat thing, I will say one of the very last things that you have in the credits is no animals were harmed during the making of this film, which I thought was hilarious.
Okay, well that's good because can I explain something? I could watch humans being torn apart, I thrown in a blender. I could watch them be maimed, beaten, whatever. I have a real problem with animals like John Wick, like in John Wick with the dog scene. That fucking pissed me off so much, and I hate when movies. For that movie. No, it was. I was
gonna say for the story, yeah.
For the story, there's the point, and it's meant to piss you off. It's meant to, but oh my god, like you could make like a horror film, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm watching all the people die, and I'm like, haha, they're dying. Yes, they're running upstairs. It's always what they do, and then. It's like then the animal dies. I'm gonna be like, I'm angry now. So
don't watch Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. Okay, I will avoid that one.
Avoid that one.
Well, the only horror movies that I've actually watched recently, I don't even know if you would consider them horror. Was the Silent Hill movie. I watched it with my wife.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
And because my wife hates horror, I'm gonna put that out. She despises it. Like it gets under her skin. She's very easily weirded out.
Well, this movie is perfect for a date night. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. No, I just can't wait until my wife starts trying to stab me because I made her watch something. The actors had a hard time doing that scene because the puppy was so cute and they couldn't even pretend to hurt the puppy.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Like, even when I have like my cat in my arms and I'm just like, and I'm just putting my teeth on them. I can't ever hurt my animal unless I'm training it, and it's like I have to nip it, But
well, it's funny because we have dogs, and we have 3 dogs. We have 2 German Shepherds and a blue heeler who thinks she's also a German Shepherd. And when they're barking, I just go down there and make sure like the forensic files is on or something, and they chill out. So
they just
So common.
I just have to make sure the TV's on so that they're not listening to us upstairs just by ourselves and like, hey, we're lonely.
My cats watch SVU with my wife.
Yeah.
They literally will sit there and like intently stare at the screen. And then if you walk in front of them, they actually like move their head to continue watching. So they're watching. They just don't know what the hell it is. It's just movement to them probably.
Yeah.
But
When I leave for work, I just put on Forensic Files or Bar Rescue and for my dog. And then I just go to work.
So your dog and my wife have something in common. They both love Bar Rescue. I can't stand that fucking show.
I'm a cat dad.
You're a cat dad?
I'm a cat dad. I have a black cat named Marilyn, named after Marilyn Burns, the actress from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And she's a huge horror fan, so I'm always playing horror films, and she's just chilling out.
Well,
I'm into it.
have you? Okay, so this is like on topic but off topic. Have you ever seen those? They're like these little comic strips of like death interacting with animals. Have you seen those?
Happy
like the ones
Happy
with
Tree
the
Friends?
No, not Happy Tree Friends. It is like it's serious. So one of the ones that I saw, and I think Matt might have seen it because of his reaction, where there's a black cat and it's a ghost now, and he's meeting the Grim Reaper, and he says to him, he says like another, it's like another accident. And then he goes, no, they did it on purpose this time because they thought I'm bad luck. And it's like this horrible story. It's like, it'll fuck you up. And it's just, man. But it's brilliantly written because it's one of those like write a story in like 5 sentences and make it want to kill you inside. And whenever I hear it's like, see black cat, that's why I want a black cat, because I'm like, I just want something that other people, because they're like in the US, so the most abandoned animals in the shelters because people still have that perceived bias. And I'm like, no, they're like fucking the sweetest little animals on the planet. I just want to, I'm weird like that. I hate humans. I live very far away from them. I have 10,000 acres of woods surrounding my house.
Do you want to have a film crew on it?
If you guys want to film in my woods, fucking go for it, dude.
You beat me to it.
Go for it, because I have so much property. There, go for it. There is like marshlands behind there. Loving Reaper, thank you. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
You look it up. It's really good. It's brilliantly written, but it's like super short and simple. But it's just one of those things that it's like horrifying on an emotional level. But like with animals, I am like, as you said, cat dad. Like I am just going to roll around and be mushy with fucking animals, but I can't stand humans for the most part. Like I pick and choose the ones I like y'all are cool, but out in public, hell no. Like keep me away from crowds. I can't do parties or anything like that. I don't know. Like, are you guys people? And if
I can be. If there's alcohol involved,
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I think, It depends if they're matching my energy. Yeah.
Okay, so yours
I
is
personally,
more.
I go to the cinema. That's my religion, is going to the movies.
It is. I'm not kidding, guys.
To sit in the theater with strangers, and then at the end of it, like I have experiences like seeing Midsummer. There was an older lady and we were the only two in the theater. And after the movie gets done, she looks up at me and she goes, well, that was an experience, and I just love those interactions with strangers, it's just like, we went
mutual
through a journey
interest
together.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
I get that. I feel like it comes down to strangers for the most part. Society, let's just be real, at large, is full of a lot of people that are into a lot of things that I just could not get invested in whatsoever. Like you have these people that are doing TikTok dances, and I'm just like, no. People that are like, oh, have you heard the new Taylor Swift song? And I'm like, I would rather blow my brains out in Minecraft YouTube. So I can't connect with like that segment of society. Okay. But I do feel like also within horror, there's a niche of people that are not that. Like metal fans, they're like, here's the thing. Every metal fan will listen to Kesha, but at the same time, we all love metal, Exactly. So there's
we're
like
teddy bears.
weird. Yeah, we're all teddy bears that are just like, I like screams. So I can vibe with that, but at the same time, I can't do the crowd. So when I go to a concert, I'm just like, yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. Second it's over, I'm like, I want to leave. So
I think that's
I'm there. I'm right there with you. Yeah.
No one wants
I'm
to wait
finally
for traffic to get out.
Oh, the traffic's awful. The traffic is awful.
I'm over 30 now, so I'm in the back with my arms crossed now, whereas before I would be closer to the mosh pit. So
yeah, same. And also we have some statements from Jesse. We have a question. I would like Matt and Tyler to both answer, please. What movie sparked your love for the horror genre? Sorry if it was already covered.
Brokeback Mountain.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
The cinematography in that film, let me just say.
Oh my God, beautiful.
No, John. I mean, Pumpkinhead's like one of my favorite horror movies. It definitely is. But Jaws was like the first one that made me really, really love cinema and want to see how movies were made. Because I mean, it's got like such an ultimate like background to it. Like the fact that, you know, here's this guy. I mean, that's one thing I held in my mind when I was shooting Creeping Death is, you know, I was 27 when I shot that. Like, we shot this 3 years ago. Spielberg was 27 years old shooting Jaws, you know, to have that kind of pressure and then have those problems where it's like your main star isn't working and how he had to creatively figure that out. I'm like, if he could deal with that pressure, I can make a little slasher film with a guy running around with a mask on, you know. Jaws is just such the ultimate gateway horror movie.
Jaws is also the only movie that one of my relatives says is the only movie that actually scared the absolute shit out of them, and they still have not gone in the ocean. It created such for like 20 years. It has created such a visceral like terror for them of like it's like a psychological thing.
Even pools, man. Like when I would see the original Jaws, and then we would go to like a swimming party. You know, I would have a problem going into to a pool. You know,
just to the water. You know, they do those screenings where you're in a tube. I want to do one of those with my wife and just not tell her. Just
happy anniversary.
Be on a little floaty. Yeah.
Jaws is a good answer. What about you, Tyler?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre has always been my favorite. But the film that really got me started was there's two. Just growing up in a military family, we would move around to a lot of different film bases, and I would, we would get together with all the kids in the neighborhood, and we would go over to their house, and everyone had different movies at the time. And I remember Scream and Idle Hands were the two that really introduced me into the horror genre.
Okay.
And then after that, I was obsessed. I wanted to see everything. So, but I remember renting the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre on VHS and sitting down and watching that. And that had such a big impact on me. It just felt like a documentary. So I felt like what was really happening on screen really happened in real life. And it really stuck with me. So.
That's one of the ones that the audio design, because we were talking about audio design earlier, Matt, stood out to me because they had one of the, and I still maintain to this day, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre probably had the best horror stab that has ever been fucking, audibly recorded. Is that just that sound? Mm-hmm. And it's so fucking brilliant. Oh, it's so brilliant. So, okay, great answer. Dalton, do you have one?
I mean,
do you have
I'm
a
not
movie?
A filmmaker.
I don't know.
I have a movie that I really like? Oh man.
Do you have a movie that like got you? What was the movie that got you into watching movies? Because I have my answer. My answer is not either of these two's answers.
Dalton's a big fan of action films. He likes Die Hard and
I do love Die Hard. I think honestly, the very first movie that I remember watching that kind of blew me away was in 1999. I was 4 years old. It was Star Wars, the episode 1. I watched episode 1 before I even watched the original. So like just seeing episode 1 in theaters and then having on VHS, and then I watched that thing so many times on VHS that the VHS it looked like crap after a long time. So I think Star Wars, honestly, and I love Star Wars. I don't like the new stuff, but
the new stuff.
It triggered my love for Star Wars for sure throughout the years. Yeah, that's probably for me for sure.
So it's funny that you brought up Die Hard. Die Hard was where I learned my first English words.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah?
not kidding. Yeah, so yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, were my first English words. So that's
Beautiful.
great.
It's a great, that's a
It's
great
a
first
brilliant
English
thing.
words.
Oh, fantastic. It definitely set me on the, best foot forward being in America. So mine is, and Dalton, I think you saw the tweet I'm talking about. Hook.
Oh yeah, I think I looked at that once. I don't think I read it very much, but I read it while I was scrolling. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Hook.
Yeah, no, Hook, because I maintain it's the best Peter Pan film. But what I've actually really wanted somebody to do is turn Peter Pan into a horror film. Because if you think about it, it really is.
It is. It's going to be.
Oh, is that a project we have on the horizon?
I mean, not for me, but it's already announced.
Oh, okay.
No, there's the Winnie the Pooh universe has a Peter Pan movie entering. So yes.
Oh, okay.
A lot of those IPs are up for public domain now. So a lot of filmmakers are going after them and doing their own spin and making them into slasher films. So they did Winnie the Pooh, and they did, I think just recently they did Cinderella. I think as one. I think Bambi is another one that they're doing. I'm
Isn't
not sure
there like a weird story of Mickey Mouse, like really old? Yeah, that I saw
Steamboat
that one
Willie.
came up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, no. So because the way I've always seen it is Peter Pan is the Grim Reaper for like children. Like when you really think about it, like Neverland is him taking them to fucking limbo. Like it is a horror story.
I have not seen
that
or
one
thought
and
about Peter Pan.
Pinocchio's another one that terrified me back in the day. I watched it on VHS. Yeah,
I haven't thought about those movies since my childhood. So
what was a movie that terrified you that shouldn't have? Because like Pinocchio is like definitely that kind of movie, you know. I know that one of my friends, he had nightmares for 2 weeks because of Mars attacks. And I thought that would. I saw it for my fucking like it was around my birthday. I went with one of my other friends. It was his birthday, like 5 days after mine, and we went for his party to see Mars Attacks, and that was my birthday present in my brain. And I was like, this is the funniest fucking movie in the world. And then my buddy Adam was just sitting there like shaking. What happened? It's apparently terrifying.
Yeah.
Maybe
Indian in the Cupboard.
Really?
What? Indian in the Cupboard?
That one terrified me. I don't know why. Just being shrunken very, very small.
Tyler, do you remember that movie that we watched growing up? It was all about spiders and like they were huge, giant.
Oh God, was it Eight-Legged Freaks or?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Oh my God,
terrified me.
Movie, there's a shot in Eight-Legged Freaks.
I hate spiders.
Yeah, I don't like spiders, but I don't have like arachnophobia, but I don't like spiders.
I hate spiders with a passion.
Watch that movie then.
I've seen that movie.
You'll change your mind. Oh yeah,
I've seen Eight-Legged Freaks and I've seen Arachnophobia, and I'm like, yeah, fuck both of these. I would burn the house down.
During my senior year of high school, I played a villain in a slasher film. I was like a Leatherface type character running around in the woods with a chainsaw, and my death scene, I get a chainsaw through the gut, and I'm supposed to lay in the woods after this chainsaw goes right through my stomach. And I have a mask on, and I have a whole bunch of fake blood all over my face. And I remember like wood spiders crawling underneath the mask on my face. And I had to pretend like I was dead, and I couldn't freak out at the time. That was like the worst experience I ever had when I was acting.
By the way,
move a little bit, and the director would be like, "Don't move. You're supposed to be dead."
By the way, do you remember when we showed it to our grandma, and specifically that scene? Do you remember her reaction to that? I remember watching that and then turning to her and just seeing her like literally physically shake, and just like she was terrified because she was witnessing her grandson literally being killed by the chainsaw. And I was just like, ooh, okay.
I mean, it's personal at that point, though.
Yeah. But I was just like, whoa, seeing somebody that scared seeing something that obviously is fake because he's literally right there in the room. It was wild. It's like, all right.
So wait, Matt, do you have your weird horror movie that isn't a horror movie but was a horror movie for you?
Eight-Legged Freaks is a horror movie. That one scared me. Anything spider scares me.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
One movie I've grown to love now, but scared me. No, I want to say one that's not a horror movie, but the two things that really like traumatized me and stuck with me when I was a kid were in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island when anything when the ghost pirate would appear and start writing shit on the walls. Fuck all of that. No. But there's that scene where like the zombie's head gets ripped off and it rolls around, and then it comes back and he just picks it up and puts it back on. No.
Okay.
When you're watching Scooby-Doo, you're thinking like, okay, it's a guy in a mask.
Come on, Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Exactly.
This isn't a guy in a mask. This was the first one where it's like, no, this is real. And that scared the hell out of me. I couldn't watch it. I had nightmares about that for months. Like literally,
That's my favorite one.
Now I love it.
Yeah.
You should go check out my cover of Terror Time. It's on YouTube right now. We're streaming
Yes,
on
it
all
is.
platforms. Yeah. Anyway,
Send that over to
Shameless
Shell. She'll
plug.
share it.
I
Yep.
should have
Yeah.
put that in the movie. I don't know if I legally could have, but that would have been great.
Right.
So yeah, I actually do have a question because you covered Pumpkin Smash.
No, I did not cover Pumpkin Smash. I wrote Pumpkin Smash. Is a parody to Monster Mash. But thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. That's
Yes.
what it was. Okay. Sorry. I was like, I know this song.
It's really
man,
well
for some
done, by the
reason.
way.
100% an original song.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yep. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. By the way, do you want to know the one that got me?
Yes, absolutely.
Go for it.
Have you ever heard of the film called Yellow? I
That
believe it's called
you're
Yellow.
not referring to the song.
No, it's about like a lab.
No, okay.
It's about like a Labrador, and this kid gets lost in the woods, and the lab like saves his life. There's one scene in the movie where he's being rescued. The dog falls out of a fucking helicopter. That is what fucked with me. I will never get in a helicopter. I will never fucking get in a helicopter. I don't give a shit.
Man. Yeah.
No, but it was like meant to be like an adventure story and this wholesome, like beautiful thing. And I'm just like, no, fuck this shit. That movie fucks with me to this day. I will never get in a helicopter. You could point a gun at my head. I'll say, shoot me.
The first time I ever cried watching a movie, the first time something ever affected me was My Dog Skip. I walked. My grandparents took me.
Frankie Muniz, right?
I think that was.
Yeah.
I walked out of that movie with my grandparents took me to see it. I was going to be with them for the weekend. And that movie ended and I'm like, I hate you guys.
Yeah. No.
Why did you pay me to see this?
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
Eyes out. And they're like, it's just a dog. I'm like, it's just a dog.
That makes it worse.
It makes it so much worse. Well, it's because like dogs and like the way I see animals is I see them as like they're completely innocent, right?
Yep.
Like, but human beings are not. Like, I already know that there's like somebody out there, like, if they're getting slashed by, a dude with a chainsaw because they're too stupid and they ran upstairs instead of fucking running away towards the car. Like, okay, you fucking deserve that because you have the good sense. You have a brain that tells you proper decision making. I expect a fucking dog to be like, I'm happy. Hello, killer. I'm going to wag my tail. Can I lick you? Like, it's innocent. I see like a dog in any movie. It is, oh God, it pisses me off. It makes me so upset. So I'm right there with you. My Dog Skip. I actually totally forgot about that movie. Shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, such a good movie. Such a good movie. By the way, Shell did share the It's Terror Time again in the chat.
Thank you,
for everybody.
Thank you, Shell.
And if you could also throw that into the Discord and shameless plug it. And then I want you to @Dimmy 3 times specifically. And if she does that, we'll say, yeah, we have to summon Dimmy. He's at work.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing in the chat where the red fern grows. Yep, that one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, man.
I don't think I've seen that too.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, see,
that was from Dead Man. Thank you, Dead Man.
Yeah, Deadman's been on point with that. And also, Gary says when it comes to people, they're rarely innocent bystanders. When it comes to animals, they're rarely instances where they aren't innocent.
That's fair.
Yep,
that is fair. And also, fuck this. No, they are not. Helicopters are not awesome. They suck. and they're horrible. And I wrote a story about why they're horrible. Thank you very much. So helicopter,
which was very funny.
Henry the helicopter?
What's that?
Is it called Henry the helicopter?
No, it's called Whirly. It's actually Whirly, the little helicopter that could, and boy, could he.
You would love that.
I'll read you that one after, and you are once again going to have a point where you're going to look at me and be like, "Motherfuck, I can't." Why? So, yeah, it's.
I'm ready.
Stories.
I'm ready.
You need to, because Timmy the Toaster, man. That one got.
Timmy the Toaster is on my YouTube. What I did is I sat there. Oh, skull. Timmy the Toaster. I sat here I have a book, and then I just, I put my notes in it, and then I just read it like as if it's an actual novel, and then I put art up representing the thing. So I have Timmy the Toaster, and I have actually Shell's profile picture is the bread mouse that pops out of Timmy because he's magical so I have all of that. But seriously, if you have any of the stories, by all means fucking use them, because to me they are just things that I write in a drunken stupor. So
yeah,
they're complete nonsense.
They're great. The very first thing I ever heard was Timmy the Toaster, and ever since then I'm like, that will be always my favorite. And then I heard a couple of the others, and I'm like, Timmy the Toaster is still my favorite, but man, these are great.
Well, Jerry the Gerbil is a really good one too.
So it's funny that you bring that up, because when you were reading the story in the pre-show, and you couldn't say it with a straight face. It's like, I know exactly why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jerry the Gerbil. Remember Peter the Butt Gerbil?
From South?
From Timmy the Toaster, Peter the Butt Gerbil Wizard. Let's just say that when you escape the anus, you get magical powers. When you don't, you become Jerry.
Welcome to the insanity of part of this podcast.
So it was you'll understand at some point. It's horrible. It's a horrible story. That poor animal. Oh, also Slappy the squirrel was a fucked up one.
Did you read me that one? I don't know that.
Slappy the squirrel's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
I don't know that I watched it.
By the way, Timmy the Toaster, you're gonna have Matt. You'll find this really funny. So I got a comment on the YouTube video, and then Tyler, you're back too, so you'll get a kick out of this. I got a comment, and now there's a dude who wrote a book for children called Timmy the Toaster. Okay. Now mine is called The Tale of Timmy the Toaster, to be fair.
All right. Yeah, separate.
So separate, but also titles are not copyright, provided that the content does not follow the same structure, which mine sure as fuck does not.
No.
This guy threatened to sue me, and he says, "What are you trying to do showing this to children, you sicko?" Mind you, on YouTube, you could set it for like, this is not explicitly not made for children.
Pasta.
Was that?
It's yours is like a creepy pasta bedtime story.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Right. It is not meant for, like I think I actually put a warning in the start of it, and I'm like, hey, this is not meant for like, the easily offended or people that are gonna like, And then the most recent one, because of that guy, because he was a Catholic author that was like super religious and really angry with me, I put another warning that says, or if you're a Catholic author, like, so like, do not, it's like, if you are easily offended or a Catholic author, this video is not for you. That was for Jerry the Gerbil. And people are fucking nuts. Did you guys run into any legal issues when you guys are filming Creeping Death?
When we were filming,
writing, producing, anything, like I don't know what the legalese side of things are. Not yet. Okay, so hold on.
Beautiful answer.
On wood.
No.
Well, that's good. No, I didn't. I just didn't know if you guys had to deal with lawyers, because God, they suck.
No, I mean, we have to get production insurance, but for the legal reason of making sure everybody's safe if anything was to happen. But like, that's typical with any production.
Yeah.
As far as anything else, no.
Well, that's fucking good.
Nice.
That's what you want as well. And by the way,
that's the goal.
We're just
Jerry,
seeing
no, poor Jerry.
Poor Jerry. Yeah. Jerry's not my finest work. Jerry is. Have you ever seen South Park?
Is that the show with the cardboard cutouts?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you
South Park.
remember.
Yeah.
So both of you like South Park. You remember Lemmy Winks
Yes.
It's similar to that.
crawling into Mr. Slave's ass? Come on, Lemmy Winks, you have
Must
to
have
go
missed
talk to
that
Katana
episode.
Fish. It's like one of the greatest episodes. Jerry is the eventuality of Lemmy Winks. Should Lemmy Winks have not been Lemmy Winks?
It's all those episodes.
Oh my God, they're some of the greatest ones.
It's been a long time. Like it's been a long time since I've watched South Park, but my favorite episode was the Snook one.
Oh, that one was great. With the monster inside of Hillary Clinton's snatch.
No, not the monster, the actual nuke.
Well,
It's a
no,
nuke.
but there was, remember, he crawls in and he's trying to disarm it, and there's a monster inside there on top of it, and he goes,
literally
"It's
been years
eating
since
me!
I've seen
It's eating me!"
Yeah, dude, it's been so long. Like you remember things way better than I do.
Autistic.
Yeah, fair.
So, also, Shell wanted me to show this image. So I'm just going to do that. It's opening up in my designer program because that's the file that Shell shared it in. But if you want to see Peter the butt gerbil wizard,
Tack does the AI artwork.
Yeah,
for a lot of these stories.
Brad Mouse, and there's Peter the butt gerbil.
Huh. Looks better than Pixar.
And that's,
I mean, it's a thing.
And that's Timmy the Toaster.
That's Timmy the Toaster right there. Look at his happy little face.
What does it look like at the end?
That poor toaster.
Actually,
I feel like I would cry if that was a real movie. I don't think I could make that one.
I mean, because he looks so happy and he's just so hopeful, but technically he gets his wish. You know?
Yes.
Be careful what you wish for.
It's a roller coaster of a movie, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, that's the point. Is it's meant to lead you one way, and then it's meant to just be like, that is not where this was meant to end. I thought this was a happy story.
As soon as you
that's the poster right there. That's all we need. That's the promotion for it.
That's oh god.
It's so fucked.
Wholesome.
It's so fucked.
That's the poster.
Shell, thank you
That's
for
the
sharing
poster.
that.
Yeah.
I sent so many images to Shell because I was like, which one of these are the most fucked up? Oh, also, share the one with him praying, Dalton, if you can. That's my favorite image. Is
she sent me a whole bunch just a second ago.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So Timmy is a devout Catholic. The rosary, wishing upon the star.
Fantastic.
It's so funny. And then there's Timmy after. So happy ending.
Love it.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's really bad. I mean, so I by the way, I think you could tell I write these in the style of a children's novel, but not for children, and that's intentional because I want to lead people.
Oh, you do. You do.
I'm so sorry.
We
Matt,
can confirm.
this is the worst thing I've ever chosen to do.
Speaking of twists, though, the twist in Creeping Death, that was you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it, but the girl.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Without spoiling it.
We're not going to spoil it.
I mean,
no,
I don't
probably
spoil it.
Hey man.
Yeah.
I would say the film's been out for a couple days.
Yeah,
That's
but,
true.
Give it a little more time because let's give everybody in chat time to watch it if they want to.
people bitch that it's too soon to talk about Han Solo.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay, but those are Star Wars people, and they are like hyper autistic for some reason about certain things.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a difference. Also, what's this? Arachnophobia remake is going to star Zachary Quinto with blonde hair.
Interesting.
I didn't even know there was a remake.
They better put John Goodman back in it. I'm just saying, if he doesn't show up as a cameo, at least I will be very disappointed.
I love John Goodman. He's one of the few actors that I'm just like, yeah, no, I just like seeing him. I loved him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I loved him in Roseanne as Dan Connor. You know, that was like my TV dad. Everybody else is like, yeah, Bill Cosby. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, mine didn't get, you know, thrown in jail. So
look how that ended up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
man.
Now, do you have anything else that you are currently working on right now? Both of you.
Bettering myself.
Bettering yourself. So yoga.
You know,
Yeah.
we just survived this whole experience of making a feature film. So
the traumatic experience of making a feature.
A traumatic, but I would say, you know, me and Matt, we love to do this. This is exactly what we wanted to do. And so, of course, there's going to be projects in the works, you know. I know Matt has some things in the works. I don't want to say anything, knock on wood, that we can jump back into something. But I think as far as like smaller content, you know, we'd like to pump out a couple short films and then get ready to jump back into a feature. That would be fun.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, there's always something going on upstairs, which is, I guess, both a good and a bad thing. But yeah, I have plenty of ideas on what I want to do next. I would love to be directing another feature by this time next year, or in, you know, prep for that. And up until that, just continuing to make, you know, like Tyler said, short form content, getting back into more music videos, doing short films. You know, like I said, I've met so many fantastic filmmakers that have inspired me since we shot this film. And I want to learn how to do stuff as great as them. And so to jump into a feature and learn how to do some of these camera tricks and stuff like that on a feature, that's not the right place to do it. The right place is to do it on something smaller. So for example, you know, I just did this music video over the weekend, and I really dove into using, you know, having more like VFX shots, and having a lot of more practical elements too. So I just want to, you know, get, you know, more experience in the craft, and then get back out there with something strong, and you know, and something that's going to make Creeping Death look like, you know, a student film. No, that's a bad example. Make something that's going to make, you know, Creeping Death look like the right trajectory. Wow, I'm totally messing this up. I want to make something really good next time.
Creeping Death is the calling card. This is what we can do on a small budget. Now, if you believe in us and you want to, you know, give us a couple bucks, then we can make something else, you know. So, you know,
I would love to Evil Dead 2 this movie. I would say that, you know, that's the way I kind of saw this movie.
That's a great.
Was, you know, I look at, and luckily, you know, right before we shot this movie, I had the chance to work with Bruce Campbell. And I got to hear his stories one-on-one of how him and Sam Raimi made that first one. And that was so fucking inspiring. Those guys are heroes.
Bruce Campbell, he's top notch.
Oh, 100%. Oh, fucking class act. I mean,
Matt got to work with him, and by the way, the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 at the drive-ins, that was so much fun. But Matt got to interview him and he got to shoot the interview, and then that was part of the Fathom events when they brought it back to theaters too. So what Matt shot was in theaters.
Well, nice. I mean, that's like a once in a lifetime like thing, you know. Were they as nice as you hoped they were?
Better, yeah.
Okay,
I was
good.
So I mean, I didn't meet Sam. I got to work with Bruce. You know, it was only for you know, not too long. I probably was with him for an hour or so. But to get to be around like your hero, someone that you've watched, you know, I saw Evil Dead when I was 13 years old or something like that, and to be watching to grow up with those movies,
that one cameo,
you know, he's got a cameo in every single Spider-Man movie.
See, I grew up watching Burn Notice, so that's where I kind of know him from.
I've got to watch that.
It's a good show.
It's a great show.
One of my friends was really obsessed with Burn Notice, and he tried showing it to, and for some reason, those kind of shows don't hook me the way that they hook everybody. I don't know. I'm weird. I just don't also. Shows. I don't watch much TV. I'm bad with that.
Yeah.
So, but And you also know my views on Spider-Man.
Wait,
Do I?
I don't.
Oh, I
Where-
despise
I don't
Spider-Man with a fiery, flaming passion of 1,000
This
suns.
interview-
Oh,
Trigger alert.
I will explain further.
I'd say
I don't like
You're allowed
heroes.
to be wrong. Just so you know, it's fine to be
I
wrong.
don't like heroes. I don't like heroes.
Well, then you won't like my other cover.
The reason that I don't like heroes is because it is the antithesis of being human. It
Don't
is
make
the
me start.
but that
Don't
is
make this
but
dark.
being I'm a realist, and being a human, I look at humanity. There is nobody who is pure good. That's why I like anti-heroes better. I think that they represent that kind of I'm gonna do good stuff, but at the same time, I'm gonna kill this fucker because he got in my way and I just kind of don't like his face. That's much more what humans are actually like. So Wolverine, Deadpool, more my jam.
Okay, no, fair enough. Fair enough.
You know, but
That's
I'm
fair.
not saying
That's
Spider-Man is bad. I'm just saying I don't like Spider-Man. I
Well,
also don't like Superman.
you need to
You're-
see Matt.
You're-
You need to see Matt's music video.
Go on. What were you saying?
Dalton, you can find it and share it to the chat. But we
Oh God, no! Don't. Oh,
just throwing that out there.
no.
Sure.
Do it, share it with everybody. Just
No,
we could share screen it.
Hey, we're drunk at this point. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sober as a fucking church mouse.
Text like, I don't like heroes.
I
And then here we
directed
go.
Matt-
Cover
No,
of
I
literally
I
a
directed
song called
Matt
The
as
Hero.
Spider-Man on my iPhone.
Oh, Matt is not down for this.
I'm not down for this.
All right, we're not gonna do it then. We're not gonna
Oh
do it then.
man,
But it's out there.
there's a lot of views on that one.
It is out there. You
Girl,
guys
it
can
is
find
my-
it.
People
It
can
is
find it.
my most viewed music video. I'll say that.
Really?
Toby and Maguire Spider-Man. That I grew up on that. So yeah.
Do you like it when he was doing the dancing and he was all badass? You know, in the third one.
Look. I'm not saying it was perfect.
Thanks. Yeah, Matt's got it down.
Right there.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh my god! I hear Tobey
Beautiful.
Maguire is also not too nice in person.
Don't know. I wish.
Don't meet your heroes sometimes.
Well, so
Sometimes.
I remember seeing like this there's a guy that I sometimes come across on like TikTok, and he talks about people he's met at Comic-Con, and Tobey Maguire was like one of the people that was like just extraordinarily rude and demanded money. And I was like, that kind of sucks because a lot of kids look up to somebody like that, and you know, that just
Yeah,
seems so shitty to me.
The whole entire generation.
I
grew
know
up
he's
on
had his
that.
fair, with the paparazzi and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
That one video of him and just always giving the side eye like every 3 seconds. Beautiful.
Can you blame? See, I can't blame him for that though. That's gotta
mean,
be hell.
Yeah, to be followed around like that 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Matt's gonna know that
fare
very,
off.
very soon.
So
The paparazzi.
Matt,
Followed.
you're gonna be followed around by paparazzi, and we're gonna get these amazing photos of you that you didn't know existed, and it's gonna be great.
I know there's. I'm sure there's plenty of those out there already. I'd like to get some sleep tonight, but guess not. Thanks.
They're outside my window. They're watching.
Wait, Matt sleeps?
No,
Fair point.
I don't sleep.
He said he
I
would
wish
like
I-
to.
He would like to, but that doesn't mean it's
That's
gonna
true.
happen.
it would be enjoyable to sleep sometime. But no, that's not.
All right. Well, do you guys have any final remarks that you want to say about the movie? Tell people to go watch it. Definitely.
'Cause,
That's what I'm going to tell everybody to do.
Yep. As we end the show, I'm going to play the trailer. So,
Ooh, yeah. Everybody watch the trailer and then go watch it.
well, I'm going to play the trailer when we end
There
it.
we go.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Not
so
right now,
you guys
though.
say what you're going to do then.
yeah.
I'm bad at this.
I'm gonna say, hey, if you guys love Halloween season and you're ready to get spooky, I think this is a great film to add to your watch list. It would mean the most honor for us to check and let us know what you think.
Fantastic. Matt?
That is the most Tyler has ever spoken. So I'm gonna let him. Go check it out. We love to hear what you think, and thank you for listening and sticking with us this far.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to have us on tonight on your guys' chat. I mean, it means
we lost
the
him.
movie. So
there we go.
There we go. He's back.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
froze a little
100%. This was probably the most fun because, as I said, we normally do politics. This was just much more just being able to gain some really cool insight into things I know nothing about. But also, you guys are just cool dudes, and it was just fun kind of shooting the shit. So, you know,
it means a lot.
Hell yeah, it's been an honor having you guys on here. It's been wonderful.
It's been a privilege. Thank you for having us.
No, of course. And Dalton, you wanna tell everybody where they could find us? Shell, do you want to put a banner as well?
You guys can go to creepingdeathmovie.com. We have the 3 links on there, but we're gonna apparently have more because apparently it's on more places. So we're gonna update that. Definitely go watch the film. It's a great film.
It's a lot of fun.
Eventually, we'll have merch on the website for people to check out. When we go out and do physical release, that will be available on the website. So we'll make it really easy for anybody to find the film.
Can you guys talk about the physical release at all, or is that still kind of in the works?
It is coming. The plan is October, but we're still working on it with our distributor to see what is going to be included. For me, I'm a sucker for physical media. I know Tyler is obviously too.
I am as well.
We want to give something to the fans that they're gonna want to see, not just the movie, but like all the bonus features. I want to have.
We want to do commentaries.
So, but that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work to do it. So, hopefully, we'll be able to get that taken care of soon. And just keep a lookout. Things are coming.
Nice. One final question that I have. Speaking of bonus material, have you guys already worked on all that, or is that kind of still things that you guys have to work on if this gets distribution physical?
I mean, physical distribution is already it is happening. It's going to happen.
Okay, cool.
But there is a lot of stuff that I want to do
still.
as far.
Okay. I didn't know if some of that was already ironed out and you guys already had some of that already done. So you guys are kind of waiting on that. Like, if this, then we're going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We know we're going to have a physical release. It's just a matter of what amount of time do we have to get. But I also you look at all these special editions of, Tyler was just talking about the new Friday the 13th edition that came out with all these new bonus features. It's like, I also don't want to put everything out now. So I'd love to do something down the road.
We want to have something
master with more bonus features as well. So
nice.
Want to give it to the people now to put it on their shelves, enjoy it this Halloween, and then see where this goes, and then make some more, because that stuff, it takes a lot of time, and and we don't get paid to do that. We do that because we love doing this stuff, and so but we have to have the time to do it and also keep a roof over our heads. So
it's our way of giving back. I mean, we grew up buying movies, and just for the audio commentaries alone, that was our film school. So we would like to give that back to future, inspiring filmmakers as well. So.
Oh yeah. I will say the shelf that Tyler has to his left, to his right, he has so many copies of the same movie in different versions and formats. It's hilarious.
Don't say that.
He does.
It's just one movie. It's just one movie. It's just
Is it Texas Chainsaw?
Yeah. I have to have the remakes. I have to,
all of it.
I'm sorry, Matt. What were you gonna say?
That I have, and like all of the sequels is like insane.
Same with Tyler. He has like all the Halloweens. I was sitting there because I did the podcast in his room for a couple weeks, and I was sitting there like looking, and I'm like, he's got every movie.
You're gonna be really
the other
proud of my
version
daughter.
Of
then my 13-year-old, who's turning 14 this month, is obsessed with Scream.
Hey,
yeah. So she has like all the Scream movies.
That's a great age to get into it.
Well, she's like a little autistic Wednesday Addams, so it's kind of hilarious. She's like extreme. You know how 13-year-olds dress these days? They're very like not what 13-year-olds should be dressing like. My daughter dresses in a black or like a floral black dress with like full like conservative getup, and she's just like walking around with this. She is fucking Wednesday Addams just naturally, and she doesn't base it on Wednesday. It's just how she ended up. I don't know. I did something maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I am going to play the trailer. Thank
Play
you
the
guys
trailer.
again for. Oh, there's Marilyn. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Thank you again for joining us. And yeah. Oh, also, real quick, if you guys are listening to this on audio only platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts and all that, give us a like, give us a share, and also rate us. I guess you can't. Yeah, you can like us on those things. And I couldn't remember for a second if that had the functionality, but yeah, do that. It really helps our channel and it helps our episodes and everything. So yes, thank you guys again. All right, I'm gonna play this
through the trailer.
Yep. All right.
What is up, Asheville? It is All Hallows Eve.
Hey, hold up a sec. I know you want to spend Halloween with your friends and all, but I just don't want these late-night trick-or-treaters pestering your mom all night long.
Can we just leave the porch lights off?
Come on, you know they're still gonna ring the doorbell.
Receiving multiple reports about strange events transpiring this Hallows Eve.
Guys, what are we doing? I thought we were going to be partying all night.
Not without that bag.
You have no idea what kind of a mess you made tonight. Bring back the sack and maybe we can stop whatever's gonna happen.
Is that blood?
Aos Si?
If you feel easily threatened, then they'll hunt all that hinder their chance of survival.
What are we gonna do?
Oh, and it's midnight, right? We can outlast it till then. We should be able to get through this.
The Ishi come for thee.